With just live kefir grains, sugar, water, you can unlock an endless supply of gut-healing, naturally fizzy drinks right from your kitchen. We're about to take water kefir to the next level using foraged dandelion flowers and pine needles.
5 pine needles. We're gonna make a pine needle kefir.
This is living medicine. I'll show you how to make it. I'm Jenny Mack. I'm a holistic nutritionist, and we're making 2 probiotic sodas from wild plants, dandelion and pine needle. Let's get into it. To make water kefir, I'm using a 64-ounce sterilized jar, the water kefir grains, and some sugar and clean water. Now, you can just make water kefir this way and call it a day, but I like to go the next step and infuse my water kefir to make the drink exciting. Not only are we adding fruit, spices, and herbs to increase the nutrition in this drink and the gut healing properties, we want creativity. We want excitement. Let's make healing fun. So I'm adding a fermentation lid to give the water kefir room to breathe in a comfortable, warm environment. About 24 hours, and we're going to check our water kefir. So here we go. We have it nice and warm. It's about 70 degrees in New York, so this water kefir should be fermenting well because of the warm temperature. It allows the fermentation to happen easier when it is warm. So that's why I cover it with towels. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of activity there. You want to see the fizz, you want to see the bubbles, and that tells you that the fermentation is happy. It tells you that the grains here below are feeding on the sugars, which in turn gives you the probiotics. So we have this lid here that lets out the gases naturally. If you don't have that lid, then you're just going to have to burp this, meaning open up the lid to release some of those carbons so that it doesn't explode. Now I'm straining out the kefir grains and saving them for the next batch. Please save your kefir grains. They're live and active cultures. You can store them in the fridge. And if you're not making this often, add fresh sugar water for a solution for at least a week in between fermentation to keep them alive, okay? All right, you got that. Now, at this point, you can enjoy the water kefir like it is, lightly fermented probiotic drink, simple and refreshing. It's active. Or you can experiment with different sugars. Here is coconut sugar and molasses. They're going to provide different minerals. Slightly richer, but still full of living probiotics. Now we're moving into flavoring the water kefir. I'm starting with fresh strawberries that are in season, foraged dandelion flowers, pine needles, and a touch of honey. Simple, vibrant, and naturally full of antioxidants. Here we're harvesting some dandelions at the top of spring, the flowers. I separate the petals from the green bit because the green part is bitter, right? And we're making a sweet and effervescent drink. So now we're going to add the dandelion flowers and chopped strawberries that are in season right now. So beautiful. And we are going to add the fermented water kefir that we fermented for 48 hours. Remember that? So this is the second fermentation process. Now, the sugars are coming from the strawberry, so we don't need to add any additional sweetener. We're also covering tightly because it's an effervescent drink and we want those probiotics to thrive. Next up, the pine needle kefir soda. Look at these beautiful pine needles.
One, two, three, four, 5 pine needles.
We are using Eastern white pine needles for this ferment. You count the needles. If they're 5 needles, that's safe. Now let's make the pine needle kefir soda. Pine needles are rich in natural vitamin C, antioxidants, and compounds that are traditionally used to support respiratory and lung health, balance the immune system, and fight off oxidative stress. White Pines has a smoother, mild flavor, and it brings a woodsy, citrusy brightness to the soda without overpowering it. We're adding a touch of raw honey to help feed the bacteria since pine needles are naturally low in sugar. And again, we're covering this tight so that it can ferment well. And we want that effervescent vibe, a whole vibe. Let me ask you, would you make this fermented drink? Would you start out with water kefir? Would you want to spice it up? After 24 hours, these drinks are fully alive, fizzy, vibrant, and packed with gut-loving probiotics. Just beautiful. Okay, now we have our strawberry and dandelion flower soda ready. As you could see, it is bubbly. And now we're going to open the pine needle kefir soda. Watch, 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 watch. Remember I said you want to burp your jars along the way because the natural fermentation creates real pressure fast, especially with wild ingredients like pine needles. But this joint right here,
I'm gonna add some lime to it. And then we have a dandelion flower and strawberry kefir soda. I'm excited about both of them, but look at that one. It's so active too. Like, let me see if you can see the bubbles. So active. So these are ready to be decanted. And we're going to add the lemon and the lime after. We didn't want to add the lemon or lime first because we didn't want to interrupt the fermentation process. So we're just gonna cut up a lime. Gonna add a lime to the water kefir pine needle soda. And what I'm most excited about is that pine needles have an excellent source of vitamin C. So this is a good drink to have in between the change of season, especially if you suffer from allergies or just the seasonal change, common cold. And then do you know about water kefir? I talk about it a lot on my channel. But water kefir is a natural probiotic drink, and it's dairy-free, and it has different strains of probiotics, bacteria, that is, to help colonize your good gut bacteria, to help you fight off infections, regulate your hormones. It's a beautiful thing. So we're going to add some fresh lime there to prepare for our fine pine needle kefir soda. Compost those limes. And it's going to be a bit fizzy, so keep that in mind if you have any sensitivities to acids. But coincidentally, the kefir helps heal the digestive tract, so keep that in mind. And you could ferment it less days if you want it less fizzy. We fermented this for 24 hours. This was our second fermentation. Quite active. Isn't that incredible?
Water kefir naturally grows strains of bacteria like Lactobacillus, Bifidum bacteria, and Saccharomyces for powerful gut and immune health.
This is active. And all we did was ferment the kefir grains first and sugar and water. It smells very sour and tangy. And we just add some of the lemon juice. It is tip-titty-top. And then we're just gonna cover this. Strawberry dandelion flower kefir. It smells sweet with the strawberries. Add a little bit of the lemon juice. That's incredible. Oh my goodness. That's amazing. I'm sure the lemon is just gonna really bring out the flavors.
I started making water kefir 2 years ago to support my gut and immune system health after struggling with autoimmune flares. It's been one of the most simplest and most powerful additions to my healing, helping with digestion, energy, and overall resilience. Now it's part of my daily rhythm, and it's something that I love sharing with others.
And there you have it. Wild kefir sodas, tasty, a little bit of tangy, excellent for the gut, and delicious at the same time. I hope this video inspired you to get outside, experience Mother Nature, find those plants around you, whether it's dandelion, pine needles, or your local plants. Get creative in the kitchen. Well, first, learn those plants, understand those plants, and then get creative in the kitchen. If you're looking for more gut nourishing recipes or delicious and nutritious anti-inflammatory recipes and meals, I hope to see you in the next video. And if you decide to make this, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for joining, and bye, Glow Getters. See you in the next video.
Wait, we almost didn't give you a real taste test. Let's try this pine needle water kefir. That really tastes like way better than Sprite. So refreshing. Gently sweet, lime, citrusy, tons of vitamin C too. Yes, you definitely want to try making this. See you in the next video, Glow Getters.